Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to something different in my PvP repertoire. And this is going to be some duels against Wasted Pixel. So anybody that doesn't know, Wasted is a really cool, really generous dude from the Dark Souls community. He's on a lot of the Twitch streams, on a whole bunch of good players, and he muled an account for me before the patch, which is really useful because now I have the option to make builds and do PvP in like 1/10 of the time it normally took. And the diversity that's been given to me is just ridiculous, so I owe this guy a lot. And what this was is he asked me one night if I wanted to do a couple duels, and I was well up for that, because when you're fighting against good players, the only thing that happens is you get better. That's how it works. So it was Moonlight, Butterfly Forest, and this is the results. We have a handful of duels. Pretty much every fight we mix up what we're using, and this is the repercussions of that night. And I hope you enjoy these videos, guys, because it's a little bit of a change of pace. This is what I would say a good player versus a good player, so sometimes in the Berg and things, and sometimes on invasions, you never really know the skill level of both players, but this was when I was playing Dark Souls a lot, so this is me pretty much, getting to be really competent versus a player who is already really good, but I believe he said that it'd been a while since he played, so a mixture of different situations, but two good players, clashing in these fights. And these fights are really fun as I land the first parry of the match with the longsword. Should have swapped it out for the Marakumo, but I didn't. Right there, he thought I was going to do the wake up with the Marakumo, but I waited and then didn't do it. I was curious to see how he'd respond when I pulled it out. Always nice to see the psychological aspect of the battlefield. He knows that the R2's coming. He goes for the parry, but he's too far away, and it deals massive damage. So he's in red tier stone range, pulling out the bow, playing intelligently. I put some pressure on him with the pyromancy. I know he's using the bow, so I do some crazy running. And one of the things I need to work on is getting far too aggressive when people are in red tier stone range. He knows I'm going to be coming in, so he wings the parry, but I kind of expected it. He pops the blossom, so do I, and we're in this little bit of a war of attrition right here. So the first thing I'm going to say, guys, before anybody adds any comments to these videos, please do not add comments about skill level or judgments on people's skill levels depending on the results of these fights. These are just fun duels. It's not about who wins or who loses. It's just, me getting an opportunity to fight a good player. That's what these are all about. And regardless of the outcome, this is all for fun. It's not about, oh, I'm the best, the other guy's bad. It's not about, making excuses. It's about two guys who just love to PvP. And the first one goes to me. There's the bow. Awesome fight, dude. And what you're going to be seeing over the next few videos is me gradually getting different weapons, different offhand weapons, and eventually you're going to see me without the Darkwood Grain Ring, because one thing you'll notice right now is I'm at an advantage because I'm not only wearing much thicker armour than Wasted, but I'm also using the most powerful ring on the game. So that does go, guys, if you want to see me rolling about, fast rolling. And the matches do get a lot closer then, because the iframes really help you on the Darkwood Grain Ring. But I immediately start off with a pyromancy just to see how he responds. He immediately responds with the bow, which is exactly what he's going to do. You'll notice he's wearing the Dark Wraith upper, he's got a Knight helmet on, he's got the Crest Shield, I think. It might be the Dragon Crest one. I can't quite see the pattern on it. I think it's the Dragon Crest. That's just in case I'm going to be spamming pyromancies. And he's also rocking, I believe, the katana was an Iato, but we'll soon find out if he does the poke. If he pokes me, it's a Yuchi. He's hitting me with poison arrows. I get him. I set him on fire from the poke. Don't quite get it. Experiment with a couple of jump attacks. You'll notice my secondary is the giant club. Right there, if it had... Oh, it did count. That must have been phantom range or lag. And unfortunately, we get invaded. So immediately, it's kind of like, what's happening here? The invader comes from over there. I pretty much... I'm wondering if he's going to attack, and he runs away because there's two of us. And I don't know if Wasted wanted me to fight him, but I kind of leave it for Wasted to do it. There's a crossfade. There's the shrug because we were interrupted. He responds in kind. There's the bow. And we both heal, and we both get on with the fight. So one thing I did in that little hiatus is I healed poison, if anybody's wondering why I'm no longer poisoned, and that's one thing you've got to be aware when you fight these kind of people. They do use poison arrows, they do use, you know, some of the more war of attrition type strategies, so you need to be really aware and really prepared. As I'm scaling through items, I roll away. I haven't used my Blossom. I'm coming in two-handed, unlocked, do the heavy attack there on the longsword, swap out to the club as he hits me with a running attack. Ooh, don't quite catch him with the Flintstones club, as I call it. He's rolling around with the pine resin. I catch him for winging the parry, punish with a kick. He goes for the kick, which is something you'll notice a lot of players do. If you kick them out of something and attack them, they probably try and do it back, because it's one of those things you don't see too often unless the player knows you're going to spam parry. But there's the strong attack. I wing it out. I was going to chain it, but he comes in with a quick roll slash. Back up, back to the longsword, use a little bit of spacing, go for a poke. He just evades it narrowly. He goes for his own poke. It is an Uchi, and right now it's kind of tentative, winging a couple of parries. Is he? I can't quite tell if that's the fast roll. It looks, I think it sounds heavier than the standard fast roll. We'll soon see. There is the rolling R1 with the club. It is unparryable and extremely damaging if it lands. I haven't really used this weapon too much, as you'll notice me running here, doing the freehand stuff, getting a little bit fancy. He's firing arrows left, right and centre, comes back into the fray carrying a stone giant's body with him. And I'm just trying to time off his arrows. That's what I hate about PvP, where bleed and poison count when the phantom hits. Like, that to me is bullshit. I back up, immediately use the moss. I don't think he knew what I was doing there, but he doesn't want to win by poison, guys. It's not like he's trying to cheese me or anything. It's just a good strategy for these longish duels, because some of these fights are really long. We're both kind of tentative. We both know the other guys could parry us, because, you know, I'm not too bad at parrying. He's really good at parrying. It's just one of those kind of situations. So I keep the club on to try and intimidate him. I wing a pyromancy. It gets me a nice 537 damage. I knew he was going to go for the parry. That was obviously mistimed, or else it would have worked. I think it was a little too late. He pops a Blossom. I don't need one. I quickly run in to try and run in and do the parry. Not successful. Couple of swing shots, get the thrust, couple of cheeky hits as he two-hands. He goes back to one-handed. I catch him, I think, with a dead angle right there, or he was unblocked at the time. Couple of flips to kind of throw him off, expecting to see the move coming. It never comes, because I'm just doing it to see what he's doing. I'm testing the waters on the flips. I wing a kick, he pulls out an S-stock, he does the two-handed poke, rolls away, I bring the club back out again, do the running attack, roll away from the recovery frames, back into the pyromancy. He's backing up now with the bow. I'm going to try and wing a pyromancy to finish him. It doesn't work. He gets away there with a well-timed roll. There's a missed jumping attack. He's backing up. He's in, I believe, red tier stone range, because he's already wearing the wolf ring, so he does have the glow around him, but that is distinctly crimson, and I have to be really careful, because any player is dangerous in red tier stone range, and a good player is damn right deadly in this range. That is a Blossom. There is unfortunately a Blossom kill later on in this series, so I do apologise for that, wasted. It was just one of those heated moments. I go for the parry, I get the partial. That would have done a lot of damage if I'd not time. Ooh, right there, looked like it could have been one, but we both have the same idea. He goes for the poke. Watch for him doing combos into the poke with the Uchi. One thing I learnt from fighting him is he's extremely good at linking the creative combos with the R1 and R2. We both wing the parries right there. I do the big hit on the club. He somehow uses the iframes to evade it. I do the rolling attack with the longsword. I tease a running attack, and then I do a thrusting. He's doing a whole bunch of runs. This is really close in the pocket. He two-hands the, I believe it's an S-stock. Yeah, I think it is. We'll soon find out as he gets closer. Throw out the pyromancy. He backs up, puts the bow on. Really clever. He's building that poison once again. He goes for the parry, but it doesn't work. I get a nice chip of 288 damage. He's got to be low at this point. He pops the Blossom. I respond in kind. Just a bit of spacing back and forth. Oh, goes for a massive poke there. I do a little bit of no lock-on madness. Try and get the dead angle. Try and lure the poke so I can move forward and somehow catch him out. But this is really dangerous, this. Because that red tier stone, if you've never fought somebody who's good at the game using it, it can be so deadly. Yeah, that's definitely an S-stock. I mean, look at that. Phantom range, red tier stone, it's just pain. So I'm getting a little bit more aggressive, and once again, the strong attack parry combination doesn't quite pay off for him, and he falls in battle once more. But here we go, finding each other once again thanks to the red soap sign. And we do the excited jumps and the obligatory bow. You'll notice I've dropped quite a lot of armour so that I can do the standard roll, and I've also changed weapons because I can't be fancy with, you know, Marakumos or anything. This is a plus 10 Iato, I think it is, Iato, however you pronounce it. And I'm using, what I've dropped is, I've took my gloves off and I've took my leggings off, so now I have the Elite Cleric top and I have the Ninja, the Shadow set leggings on, and that's just enough armour so that I don't look like a twat, and it's just enough so that I can do the roll. And he's using a Claymore, which I believe he said was his favourite weapon. I go for a freehand running attack right there. The 360 definitely telegraphs it. Sometimes you can dead angle. Watch for me doing standard attacks followed by the two-hand or the single-hand R2. Really powerful technique. Ooh, throw a Pyromancy directly at him but get nothing for it. He's also winging some unlocked attacks with the Claymore, which has got a bunch of resin on it right now. I go for the two-handed attack, a couple of rolls to try and lure him towards me. This is one of those, if he hits he does massive damage, if I hit not quite as much but still extremely lethal, so you'll notice he's probably going to be, oh goodness me, that was nice. Well-timed parry. Just as his Pine Resin runs out, we both blossom in tandem, and you'll notice two-handing again because it's the strength of the weapon. The running attack has some wicked range. He follows it with the R2 combo. Doesn't quite catch me because I knew it was coming. I'm quite familiar with that weapon. Roll away from another attempt of perhaps a dead angle / phantom range. He wings a parry. He puts, I believe, is that a rapier? It was definitely the rapier dash, but it could still be the S-stock. It's hard to see at this moment in time. We'll soon see. That is a rapier, and he's doing it, I assume, for either a punish backstab or a riposte, because right now, ooh, that looked good, that, guys, to me. That was close. There was maybe milliseconds in that parry. I don't know. You'll have to tell me what you think. But Wasted goes into red tier stone range. Right then, I knew the attack was coming. I did the parry, but it must have been a dead angle. It had to have been. Good play, dude. Absolutely destructive, that red tier stone. But you'll notice I think I've dropped the mask. I'm not too sure why. I think it's because I wanted to try perhaps having a second-hand weapon, because I really do not like having one weapon. If you've got one weapon, you're committed to it and you've got no surprises. But to do the fast roll in this armour, oh, a well-timed R2 there on the Iato. That was beautiful. Wasted once again rocking the flaming Claymore. I go for the kick, punish him for the parry. Does a couple cheeky rolls to guide some distance. Goes for the poke and then follows it up immediately with the R2 combo. Really nice moveset on that weapon. That right there was a heavy attack, but it could have easily have been a punish backstab. I knew that was coming, but my timing was ever so off. I might have been too far away from him. I couldn't quite tell. Winging a couple attacks. Right there, not quite sure what I was trying to do, but he punished me for whatever it was I was going for. I unlock, do the running attack. He uses the iframe to tank it. Comes close. I thought the poke was coming. It didn't. He backs up once again. Uses the blossom. This is going to be pretty interesting, this one, because we're both in that range of, you know, we both know we can parry. We both know that it's coming if we get sloppy. So you'll notice we're in each other's heads right now, trying to be as unpredictable as possible. Wasted ever so more than me because I've landed the parry, and what happens in these battles when you land a parry is you get a massive wave of confidence to do it again, and I'm kind of riding that wave right now as he does a couple of rapier thrusts. He two-hands it to see what I do. He does the backstep, rolls forward, does not follow with an attack, was probably waiting for me to wing the parry. It didn't come. We do the joint running attack. I get the damage. It wasn't a trade, and he pulls the Claymore back out. This is serious mode. Comes forward, wings the parry, nothing, rolls in. Doesn't do the thrust. I expected it. I get a quick slice on him. I'm being a little bit too defensive right now, a little bit too in my own head, overthinking it as I hit him with a heavy attack, one-handed, and he backs up towards the wall. You'll notice, because he's in red tier stone range, the reason I've dropped the helmet, the Izalith robe, is so I can have an offhand rapier. And I do this so I can be as safe as possible against that extremely powerful ring. I'll probably also swap to it for a riposte, but I don't believe that ever happened as I go for the dead angle running attack. he blocks it and only takes 5 damage. Right there, that could have been beautiful, but he used the iframes to tank the damage. Well played on his part. Wings a parry, I wing a thrust. Lots of rolling. I hit a tree, because I'm like that. Stamina goes. Get the regen back up. Back to the Iato. Do the running attack. He knows it's coming, but I'm experimenting with... Ooh, that was another close. I think that was a partial. Right there's a jumping attack. Could have cost me, but he backs up and I don't get punished. He does the jumping attack. I time him. And another great battle, dude. Awesome fight. But we meet again in this battlefield. The bow has occurred. The blossom follows. So does the resin. And ding ding. Time to fight. So off the bat, he immediately... I'm confused. What happened there? I thought he already did the buff. It looks like he did the buff twice. That was strange. Someone in the comments will have to enlighten me on what the hell just happened, because I can't remember that happening that way. He's using the bow to great effect. He goes for the parry. You'll notice he's dropped his weight, so I'm not too sure what he's done that for, but he's now using a booklet. I think he's using it for the extra parry frames, because he was winging a lot of parries and he was getting unsuccessful on them, so maybe the smaller shield will give him a little bit more success. Ooh, knew that. Wow, look at the range on that beast. You'll also notice I have added the red tier stone to my repertoire, so this is when things get really dangerous. 2 people who are both good at the game using the red tier stone. I get a quick cheeky poke for nearly 300 damage. Really devastating. Get another one for almost exact same amount of damage. Oh, Giant Golem stood up. Giant Golem, dude. He's gonna gank you. He's gonna gank you. Get him. So, as per usual, we often get interrupted in this area, but he deals with him with style, and the fight is back on. So, I knew the parry was coming. So did he. We both do a tandem parry, and nobody gets anything. Right there. Well played. That was a double running attack. He gets the red tier stone. I somehow don't kill him. Extremely close. Awesome fight, dude. But we meet again. The bows exchange. I think he's using hidden weapon or something. I don't know what he's doing actually. It might be repair. No, it's not repair powder. It just looks really strange. Yeah, just goes to show, guys, I still don't recognise some stuff in PvP. He plays Funny Bugger with the bow. I play Funny Bugger with the tree. Always nice to have a little bit of fun mid-duel. He hits me with 1 arrow and nearly poisons me. He's definitely going to be using his spacing. This is, when people do that with bows, that is probably one of the most hated things in PvP, because it's effective, and when you start chasing, you get really reckless, and you just know you're going to get hit sometimes, and it can be really, really frustrating, but I don't mind it when Wasted does it in this situation, because it's smart, and it also gives me an opportunity to practice it against someone who's good at doing it. But he gets a clean hit on me there, still trying to build poison. I spam the rolls a little bit. I think he's going to attack. I go for the parry, go for the heavy attack. He rolls away. Two-handing the claymore. I expect the poke. Roll away. Does the combo, but I clean him quickly with the R2. Come in with a combustion. You'll notice I've not been using too many combustions. It's not because I don't want to. It's just because in the heat of battle, when it's this close, I generally forget. The only times I'm reminded to... Oh, wow. He did me there big time. Ooh, goes for the full combo with the R2 and drains pretty much... 3/4, sorry, of my life. Switch to the rapier, couple of quick pokes. He comes in with, I believe, a longsword, which is interesting. He's rocking the weapon I originally used in our first fight. So longsword and claymore combo, very interesting. Makes me wonder, maybe did he put the Leo ring on, because you'll notice he's using a lot of pokes, and the Leo ring, obviously with counter damage, can be extremely damaging, and this guy knows all about Leo rings, so he'll probably leave a comment if that's what he was doing. I'm not too sure. I'm no good at spotting the difference in the damage, because, you know, everything on PvP hurts. It really does. Unless you block it or you partial it, it hurts. But red tier stone range for me, he's in the last quarter. Oh, that's it. Shit. I knew that was coming. Sorry, dude. I didn't know whether to bow or not because I felt like a dick, so that's the reason for that one. Sent him a message. He said it was perfectly fine. I still felt like a dick, so I do the shrug to show my annoyance at myself, but it does happen, guys. It really does. And you'll notice he's now wearing much heavier armor. So I don't know if if he's gone Super Saiyan or if he just wants that extra defense to give him more of an edge. We'll soon find out. So Claymore with the Silver Knight top. Giant leggings. Interesting. This is a lot of poise and a lot of defense, so we'll soon see how this one works out. He goes for... Jesus Christ, that seemed really slow, that one. Big looping arcs, though, on the R2. But comes in with a running attack. We do a trade, and after the poke, he definitely wins the trade. At first, if I could have got out of there, would have been fine. You'll notice I'm using the Boulder Side Sword, a weapon a lot of people really enjoy. They enjoy it because of that move right there. The poke on it is deadly. It's extremely useful as I get a quick trade in there, but I don't take damage, which is always a successful. Does a couple of rolls away, get some more spacing. You'll notice he's two-handing, going for the running attack. I throw a Pyromancy just to try and put off his timing. He pulls out the bow. Bit of phantom range on that bow, but it does happen like that online, which is gay, but you can't do anything about it. Tries to lure the poke, lures the combo. I come in, poking myself for 413 damage. Goodness me, this sword can deal some sick damage when it wants to. He does the Blossom. I respond. And pulls out the bow again. I go for the kick. I'm chasing him up by the entrance, and I clean him up with the poke. I'm not a big fan of fighting near the entrance, but our duels got so heated at times, we ended up here quite a lot. Good fight, brother. And this is interesting. This might not be the final fight we had. You might have already seen it. This might not be in order, guys, so I do apologise about that. That's an error on my part, because he's suddenly gone back to using his different setup. I'm using the Boulder Side Sword, so I assume this is in order. He's just changed his armour because it didn't work for him that time. But wow, he does a lovely combo there with, I believe, the Iato, so he's mixing up his katanas. I kick him and clip him with the boulder. It doesn't do damage though, thanks to the iframes. Go for a quick poke, he flips away, chase him forward, time a two-handed, get 22 scrape damage off the shield, do a nice 360 Pyromancy, throw it into space. No one's ever going to be there, but tried it anyhow. Clips me, goes for the running parry. I was probably behind him, so that would have counted as a dead angle. I think that's what he did with the Claymore earlier on in this session. Quick combustion, quick poke to see how he's responding to it. He does the running attack, wings it. I could have probably punished that with a backstab. Oh, well-timed trade there. He goes for the Blossom. I pop the Blossom too. Free-handing running attack to try and get the dead angle. He gets 24 damage through the shield. Pulls out the bow. I wasn't too sure if he was trying to lure me with the parry with the bow, but I've seen a lot of Peve Peverson's videos to know enough that when somebody's messing around with the bow and you run at them, they're always expecting to try and catch you with that parry. So I usually try and either kick or delay my attack so much so that it puts them off, they miss, and I punish. But two-handing here, trying to do a couple of pokes. I should have probably two-handed more with this sword now I watch this back, as he flips out of the way of the combustion. Try and get him with some phantom range. He tries to hit me with the R2 on the Iato, get 6 scrape damage through the shield. He does another strong attack. You've got to be careful with that attack, people. You can combo it, you can combo into it, and you can combo from it. So if anybody does that and you come in for an attack, be careful, because they can immediately follow it up with an R1. But you'll notice he's back on with the trusted S-Stock, doing a couple of pokes, trying to stay safe with low life. We both pop Blossoms. He's probably going to go with the bow. No, he goes with the running attack on the katana. Moving back there. Goes for the parry. Punish it with a kick. Do a poke, but he rolls out of it very skillfully. Does that. Oh, damn it! You see, I didn't think the timing was good enough, so I cancelled out of it with the roll. But it was spot on, and I fluffed it. It's a shame. It would have been a beautiful ending to the series, but both on low life, this is extremely close. Go for the poke. Both of us extremely aware of how low and how close the situation is. Wing the parry. He hits the tree. Go for the quick poke. Don't get it. The bow is out. The poke has landed. He's in red Tearstone range. This is when things get real interesting. We're back up on this entranceway like we always were. Go for the parry. He's standing there waiting for me to do what I'm doing so he can counter it. Goes for the R2. Misses. I do an unlocked running attack. Roll in. Straight for the poke, another bit of scrape damage. Go for the parry victory, but he catches me. And that is the end of the series, guys. Awesome fights wasted. Definitely have to do this another time. And anybody else who's got a YouTube channel, who's quite well known in the Dark Souls community, who wants to have a series of fights with me so I can either help your channel or vice versa, something like that, feel free to send me a message and I'll see what we can do. For everybody else, I hope you enjoyed it. There will hopefully be more, and you know, the better fighters you fight, the better you get. So never ever shy away from good players, because you'll just get much better yourself. You take care now.